Welcome back to Steve Robb Reviews. Today I'm going to review how it's a good idea to take your spare tire that I've taken from underneath my pickup truck. I just put it in the back of the box for now, but you know what? It gets in the way all the time when you're trying to load something in the back, especially like a 4x8 sheet of wood or something. And the reason why I put my spare in the back is, well, it was getting pretty rusty underneath the truck. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to mount it up against the side of the box and vertical. So it's going to be very easy. And I'm going to use a product I've never shown before here. It's just regular strapping. Now this is polyester woven fiber strapping. It's the only strapping that I really like. Now I do have steel strapping as well, but steel ain't going to work in this procedure. Only this type here. So a lot of people just call this plastic strapping kind of stuff that you see going around skids and that kind of stuff. Now this will hold up to 700 pounds. So it'll hold that spare tire on no problem. But how do you actually mount it? Well, there's various tools, and I've got this one here. I'm going to show you how that actually works, and then I'm going to show you how this one works. Now this one here is supposed to be for steel banding only, and I have steel banding, but it works great on the plastic wrap as well. And I'm going to show you how that all goes together. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a little bit of a demonstration here. And I'm just going to run some of this across my two vices and just show you how, this tool actually works, how easy it is. And one of these is cheap. I think I paid like 45 bucks for this. This one here is about twice the price. Okay, so let's get to it here. I'll set this up first and then I'll bring you back. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just show you how the strapping actually works. You just bend the strapping with the top loop facing you, and it's just like an easy loop like this. And then all you do is you take your buckle, and these are called buckles, and you put it through the loop, and you can see that right there. And then you just bring it around and pull, and that's it. And then you do the same to the other side here. You just take your, if I get you in the shot there, you just take your loop. There it is there. And you bring it up through. You bring it around this little spot right there. And that's it right there. So there's your buckle attached right there, right? So now all you have to do is to tighten it up. So I'll zoom you out there and I'll show you how this is tightened up, and then I'll show you how the tools work. Okay, so you have both your leftover pieces sitting on the top on both sides, and all this tool does is you wind it through here. You wind it through the turn, there's like a little bit of a turnbuckle thing here. This thing in here, just wind it through here. There, just like that. And the bottom piece goes on the bottom. I can get it through here. You lift on the handle, and I can get it through. Now, right in here is a little bit of a gripper foot. When you let go of that, it grips onto it. And what this is going to do is wind this material up. You see this? See how it's winding up? Now, you have to actually visualize that this is on a skid or a flat platform or whatever. And now you want to tighten up the buckle. So all you're doing is tightening it up like this. When you get to the tension that you like, all you do is you just squeeze the handle and it will cut the cord. There you go. You just slide this out and you're done. Now, so what if you're working on a piece of material that is round? Like, hear that? Like, I mean, that's pretty tight. I can make it a lot tighter than that, but so, that's going to hold quite a bit. So what do you do if you want to tighten this up, but you're on a round piece of stock or something? Well, that's where this is going to come in handy. And I'll show you on the opposite side how this is going to work. So with this one here, you feed it through like this, and you can see the idea here, right? You feed it through like this, and this has got a gripper on this one as well, and then as you wind this in, it will push against the buckle here. It will push against the buckle. Now, of course, you were doing this on the other side, right? Instead of cutting the strap. It pushes against the buckle and tensions it up. So that's what we're going to use in the pickup truck to hold this on. Now, one thing I like about these buckles and using this material is I can just get a knife and cut this now. And the one thing I do like about this material is instead of the other type that is like polypropylene, I can cut this many strands and it's not going to bust. Now the other ones, you make a nick and it'll shear down the rest of it. So yeah, you can just cut this off, but I mean this holds 700 pounds. So let's go out in the truck and I'll show you how I'm going to mount this. Well, here's the back of my truck here, and you can see I have all these different locations where I can actually just, you know, tie stuff down, and I put them on myself. And, you know, there's one way over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that spare tire and I'm going to stand it up right against the side there using that particular tie down point right there, and it's going to be real easy to do, so I'll show you how. Okay, so here we are right here, and I've got the buckle installed, I got the strap on, and I have pulled that to about here. Now you can see the tires on there, but you know what? It's a little bit loose. So I'm going to install the tensioner, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how you can tighten this up real good. Okay, can you see that? Can you see where the nose is touching the buckle here? And all I'm going to do is just start tightening it down. And as I'm tightening it down, it will pull that strap tighter and tighter and tighter. I mean, it's applying a lot of torque on there now. So the strap is going this direction and being tightened up. Okay, so that's about as tight as I want it to be. I'll take this off and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, can you see that right there? Like, I mean, that tire is not going nowhere. So what I am going to do is just put a little block of wood in the bottom here so that it can't go nowhere. And that tire is going to be staying up there for a long, long, long time. And the only thing you have to do, well, for me, is just leave that right there. So if I ever want to take this tire down, well, I can cut it off so easily. So let's go back in the shop and I'll show you this tool. It's a little more in depth. Okay, so there we are right there with the buckle. And yeah, you can tighten it up, you know, pretty tight with your hand. But you know, you're going to need a good tensioner to tighten up any further than that. And for most times, you know, you can't get it that tight with your hand. But with these machines you can. So I'll just show you the machine, you know, exactly how it all works and how it all feeds through, because these are a real time saver. And then I'll explain why would you even want to buy this stuff, because you know, I find it is the most handy thing to have. Okay, so I thought I'd show a real good close-up shot. You could see when I lift it up, yeah, right in here there's like a serrated pad in here that grips onto it. And you know, this is your cutter bar here, and this just, you know, when you're cranking it, this just winds this up like a ratchet strap. So easy. And this one here is made for metal bands only. This is your cutter here that cuts the metal band, but I use it for the poly straps too, in spots where I really can't get this tool into. Now they do make some that's got an extended nose on it for a pusher. Well, that's fine, but then I can't use it for metal, right? So I decided to get these two combinations instead. And right here, you could see you have to actually pull this one down and then this opens up inside. See that there? That opens up inside in there. And that's what grips on to your metal band or your poly strap. So you're thinking to yourself, well, why do I need all this stuff? You know, like I got a roll of this, and I think it's very cheap. I mean, you can get yourself about a mile of this this polyester woven cloth strapping. I believe that's what it's called. You get about a mile of this for about, well, it's way under $100. And the buckles, this is half a box of buckles. I get a box of buckles of 1,000 for 50 bucks. And do you need these tools? Well, absolutely not. But you know, so many times I'm using ropes. Are you using ropes? Because for years and years and years, I'm putting, you know, like say tarps over top of stuff, and you know, I'm always using ropes, and then you know, you got to have all these knots, and you know, how do you get the tension right and everything? Well, this stuff here, yeah, the days of putting all kinds of you know, nylon rope around and tying knots and everything, forget it, because you know, it's to me, this is a no-brainer, this stuff here with the buckle. And most of the time, yeah, you can just take, for instance, if you got a boat, like a lot of people have a boat and you want to put a tarp over it for the winter, throw a couple of these straps on, boom, just pull it by hand, and that's it. And they don't loosen up, and they hold a good tension. And this is good for 800 pounds. Now, you can get stuff that's cheaper than this. I mean, I'm sorry, 700 pounds. You can get stuff that's, say, 300 pounds at half the price. So, I mean, how much do you need, right? So, if you got, say, 4 straps on a 20-foot boat holding down a tarp, well, you know, this is a lot better and so much faster. You know, just zing, zing, zing. And guess what? At the end of the season, as long as you have, you know, you make sure you got enough cut that's, you know, over the length that you really need, you just cut it off, reuse it again next year. Same with the buckles. So I think it's a lot better idea than using ropes all the time. I think it's great. Now in the future I'm going to show you the metal strapping, and I got a particular use for using metal strapping that I've been using ratchet straps before and everything else, and this metal banding I think is going to be awesome. And this is the specific tool for the metal banding. Now this one here is called Bandit, and I think it's a great tool. And this one here, well, I just picked it up off of Amazon, and there's a million of these on Amazon for like 45 bucks. Man, it does a good job. Just, it's like a ratchet strap, right? I mean, come on, for 45 bucks, great big roll of this strapping, and away you go. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a lot better than me fooling around with ropes all the time. And you know, I think it's a product that a lot of people never really thought about, and especially for stuff that's odd shapes, like mounting your spare tire and that kind of stuff. I mean, how much torque do you need to keep a tire standing up, right? You don't need that much. So, thanks for joining me here today. I hope you found this informative. If you've never seen this channel before, well, you're welcome to subscribe, come back again, and see some more interesting stuff that I do. Cheers.